Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. It has been a hot minute since I have uploaded a video. I think like 3 months, maybe. I don't know. But I have been doing a lot of reading. And I was going to do like quarterly wrap ups, but then like I read 31 books in July. And then 9 in August and 12 in September for a total of 52 books between July and September. And I didn't want to do a wrap up of all 52 books. Yes, Leon, I hear you. Yes, hi. No. Why don't you go watch Spidey? Go watch it. All right, fine. So, the 52 books I read between July, August, and September, I had, let's see, two 2-star, one 3.5 star, 12 4-star, 8 4.5 star, and 25 star. A lot of 5-star reads for that time, but that's 52 books. So what I decided to do was I picked my top 10 of those 52. And these are in order. They're all 5 stars, but they're in order of my least to my faves. And there might be some shocking ones in here for sure. Before I start talking my books, I do want to preface this video that if you are one of my students, none of these books are age appropriate for you. So do not say, Mrs. Elliott recommended me this book, because I did not. So, starting things off, we have Everything for You by Chloe Liese. This is book 5 of the Bergman Brothers series. The Bergman Brothers is following 7 siblings, and each of them getting their happy ever after. This is Oliver Bergman's book. Let's see, it says, enemies to lovers in this sizzling sports romance about taking a chance on love when life's taught you it's a losing game. This is a male-male romance, obviously. So, I think it's also a kind of an age gap. Yeah. Oliver and Gavin. Gavin is 10 years older than Ollie, but I loved this. It was so sweet. It was just what I needed. It was my first male-male romance, too. I mean, like, I read Pucking Around, but that was, there was still a female involved. This is my first, like, just true male-male. Loved it. Definitely want to read more. Then we have Only in Forever by Chloe Liese. This is Viggo Bergman and Tallulah Clark. It's a it's a romance for the books. In this tender, steamy story about unexpectedly finding love and being brave enough to let it revise life's narrative to the final book in the beloved Bergman Brothers series. I thought I had to sneeze. Nope. So this is obviously book 7. I loved it. I love her hair too. I really want her hair. I should also say that the Bergman Brothers series, every book has some sort of disability rep. So, like, there is deaf and hard of hearing, autism spectrum. Someone has they walk with canes, but I can't remember what her diagnosis is. There's anxiety rep. There's just chronic health condition rep, and all 7 of them. So, and then this is book number 6, If Only You by Chloe Liese. This is following Ziggy Bergman. What is Ziggy's? I thought she had like a more official name, but I can't remember. Oh well. So this is about Ziggy Bergman and Sebastian, or Seb, they call him. A longtime good girl and an unapologetic bad boy score the love of their life when they least expect it in this swoony, slow burn sports romance. She is a soccer player, and he's a hockey player. Um, he is actually the teammate of one of her older brothers. So I think this is fantastic. It's one of those situations of like, she wants to be seen as an adult and he is trying to recoup his image by spending time with a good girl. It's a fake dating, I'm pretty sure. No, fake friendship. And it turns into a romance. Recommend it. It's cute. Then this would make it what, book number 7 on my countdown, right? Yeah. Book number 7 is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is book 3 in the Chestnut Springs series. Yeah. So 2 childhood friends, 2 broken hearts, 1 impromptu road trip to get away from everything. That's all this was supposed to be. But of course, guess what? She always has had a crush on him. He already had always had a crush on her. No one said anything to the other one about it. So I really enjoyed this. Like, yes, he's technically a hockey player, but it's not in your face hockey like a lot of other hockey romances I've read. Like, there are references to the hockey, but not as much in this book. Then for number 6, I have Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the last book in the Chestnut Spring series. She's sure her last name has ruined any chance for her in this town, so he offers her his. This is about Bo Eaton and what is I can't remember her name. Bailey. Bailey's family is like, it's that family in a town that has a bad rap for it. And like, no matter what Bailey does, she cannot get away from the stigma that her family has made for her. And Bo swoops in and takes care of her and tries to help her out as a fake fiance. But then, of course, things bloom from there. So those are the I say bottom 5. So going into our top 5, the first book we have is Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. So Harley Laroux, this is a dark romance. So please check trigger warnings. She does say them in the beginning of the book. There's like a hello readers note, so just be aware. This is book 1 in the Souls trilogy. I do have book 2 and 3 that I was going to read in the month of October, but didn't. I think I binge read another series instead. That tends to be happening a lot this year. Anyways, so you have Ray and Leon. Leon is a demon. Ray is a college student that unleashed an irresistible darkness, a soul-hungry demon who might be her only chance at survival. This was huge on Book Talk for a really long time, and I was kind of hesitant about it because I know Leon is a demon, and then my son's name is also Leon, so it kind of just felt weird. But it's really, really good. Do check trigger warnings, though, for that. Then number 4, we have Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, because of course we need like a full-blown hockey romance on this list. Which, oh my goodness, I am so excited about hockey season. So excited. I have been watching literally every game I have access to on Hulu, and my husband probably hates it, but I don't care. So this is following Jamie and Pippa. Jamie is an NHL goalie that does the whole, I'm not dating because I need to focus on my job and my team and my mom. Pippa, let's see, she works for him as his assistant, but guess what? Jamie and Pippa went to the same high school. and she had a crush on him back then, but Pippa doesn't realize Jamie had a crush on her. So that little blossoming friendship slash relationship there. There's more in this series. I don't have them yet. I do want them. A student gifted me this, not knowing it was spicy. She gave me this for my birthday last year. She just knew I liked hockey romance. She didn't know that it was spicy, and I feel really bad. I feel really, really bad about her buying this for me, because of the fact it does have some scenes. So I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Book 3 on this list might come as a bit of a shock, and that is Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Of course, I can't tell you what's going on in this book without spoiling the first book in the series, but this is about Zaid and Adeline. And please, please, please be aware of the trigger warnings. As some as you may know, the first book in this duet, Haunting Adeline, was banned due to the warnings, but it is so necessary to have one. They are also available on my website. So, and then it continues to list all of these really extreme situations. This book is significantly darker than the first. Please take warnings seriously. Your mental health matters. So H.D. Carlton obviously knows her book is dark and has no problem prefacing that it is dark. So please do not take her warnings lightly if you want to read this book. Okay? But this is book 2. And then book 1 is our number 2 for the last 3 months. This is following Adeline and Zaid. Adeline is a author that had inherited her grandmother's house. Zaid is a Dexter. Like, that's the only way I can think to describe it. He is a vigilante trying to take down a human trafficking ring. And I will just let it go from there. This also has some trigger warnings. None of these conspiracies derive from the belief in anti-Semitism or QAnon, but from my own demented imagination, common conspiracies in the media, and many occult horror movies my dad used to watch growing up. This book ends on a cliffhanger. The contents are very dark with triggering situations. I'm not going to read them because I don't want YouTube to take this video down. But please look them up before you read them. This book was previously taken down due to the warning, but you can find them in reviews on my website, or feel free to message me directly. Your mental health matters. I love this series. Which I honestly went into this series expecting it to be very triggering, very upsetting, because of my past and because of what I know happens in this. Like, it should make anybody feel uncomfy, but the way Haley, well, HD, the way she handles it is really well. So I recommend to read it, but I understand if it is not for you. But definitely check out the trigger warnings. Amongst reading those, I was reading a lot. Like, I would read a little bit of one of these books, and then I would read like some fluffy thing to try and save my headspace a little, because they're a lot. So please do not take that warning lightly. Then lastly, the number 1 book I had read between July, August, and September is probably, most definitely, so this is War by Megan Quinn. I have turned into the biggest, I'm just going to say it, the biggest whore for Megan Quinn. I want to read all of her books. I have read the entire Vancouver Agitator series. I've read the Kane Brothers series and the Snowport Maine series. And now I am trying to get my paws on her other series so I can read them as well. But I also want the really pretty illustrated editions of these because I love them that much. I've already reread the third book in this series, and I have the fourth book as a to be read in the next couple months because I just love them that much. Anyways, the Vancouver Agitators is a hockey team. So this is a hockey romance. This is following Posey, Levi Posey. He has an unhealthy obsession with bologna sandwiches, but we absolutely love him. He is the quirky guy that wants all of his friends to have their happy ever after and to succeed, and he tries to make that happy for them, and he's just fantastic. I love Posey. He's not my favorite character in the whole series, but the way this story is written and everything, I just love it way too much. So those are the top 10 books that I read between July and September. Hit the like button if you did. Comment down below if you have any book recommendations for me, or if you would like to know some of the other books I read the past few months. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And until next time, you are loved and you are valid.